Welcome to Create Crossroads here at the Sweetwater County Library System. This month's project is a feather macrame wall hanging like the one shown here. Each of the kits that you can pick up in the library will include enough yarn to make 3 feathers, each approximately 10 to 12 inches from the top to the bottom. Today we'll be making a medium-sized feather. For this particular project, you'll need to pick 3 colors of yarn and have at least 450 inches of each color. You'll also need a wooden dowel or a stick, a small comb, a pair of scissors, and a 12-inch ruler. This particular feather that we're making today is the medium-sized feather. It measures about 10 inches in length. Begin by measuring your main color of yarn. I'll be using this lovely gray color, and because my feather is going to hang approximately 10 inches long, I'm doubling that over. Now, using a small piece of tape, secure the top. This helps keep your yarn straight and it won't move around. The next thing we have to do is cut the pieces that wrap around the middle. Each piece will be 5 inches wide. And we're going to need approximately 50 pieces to make a 10-inch feather. Now I decided to use 2 colors. And it's okay if your yarn isn't exactly 5 inches each piece. You can see the jagged edge on my feather, which is kind of perfect. And I'll meet you at the end once I have my 50 pieces cut. Alright, now that I have my pieces cut, let's work on attaching them to the main part of our feather. You'll take 2 pieces, fold each in half, and we're going to place 1 piece underneath, and then after we fold the other one in half, we're going to fit both ends through. So we'll pull the end through that one side, and now we're going to tuck the other piece of yarn's ends in and pull tight. And that's our first piece there on our feather. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to switch the direction of the piece that goes underneath. We're going to do this every time, and that will allow our feather to lay flat. Now, if you're like me and you need a visual reminder, you can look at the yarn that you just placed, and on each side is a small little, I call them like a little nubbin, and that will appear on the side that was underneath. So you can see them going down our feather that's already finished there. And so this one is going to have the loop on the right hand side because we just did the left, and we'll just do a couple more of these together. And there's that nub and that reminder. Poking the ends through our loops and pulling them tight again. we're going to keep doing this until we get almost to the bottom of our yarn. Now this is a good place to take your extra color and go ahead and lay all of your yarn out. You can kind of get an idea of what your feather will look like at this point. So I'm going to add some blue towards the top and a big chunk there towards the bottom. And I will see you when I'm almost done. Alright, now before I continue on, I'm leaving about 2 or 3 inches of yarn there at the very bottom, and now I can shape my feather and see that point there at the bottom. Our final step is to fluff out our yarn and create that beautiful texture on the feather next to it, and we're going to use our comb to do that. We're going to loosen up the fibers of the yarn and create that nice hoof. And to do that, I'm very, very gently and carefully brushing with that comb. You can see I'm not going all the way to the ends of the yarn, I'm just loosening up those fibers. If I brush too vigorously or all the way through the end, I'm going to pull out all of the fibers that I'm loosening. So, very carefully, it takes quite a while. I am just loosening up those fibers, and you can already begin to see how it's fluffing up. Alright, you're going to continue to do this both sides, which gets a little tricky, all the way down to the bottom. And I will see you when we are all done. Alright, now our feather has been fluffed out. I could keep going, but let's go ahead and show you how to put your feather onto this dowel. Taking the very top of the loop, we're going to fold it in half and then slide the dowel straight through, and that'll create a nice loop over our dowel. So I'm folding it in half, and it kind of creates these 2 little loops on either side. I'm going to feed my dowel straight through one side underneath, and then back through the other side. And now my feather is on my dowel. We'll do that one more time together. And of course, you can lay out all of your feathers at this point. Kind of take a look and play around with the placement and the length. Folding over that end again, we have those 2 loops, and the dowel goes in one loop underneath both pieces and out the other side. I'm going to slide those feathers down and do it one more time. Through, underneath, and through again. And there are my feathers. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have lots of fun creating your feather hanging. If you have extra yarn left over, you can create more feathers and layer them on as well, and create something unique and all your own. Thank you, and have a great day.